Welcome, everybody. Good evening, good afternoon. I'm Laura Bowman. I'm the Director of Strategy and Operations for the Rollins Center. I'm also a very proud member of the Science of Reading I Should Have Learned in College Facebook group. So Donna, thank you so much for letting us post on your website. I know I am, and so many of my colleagues are learn so much and gain so much from the community that you have set up and that we have really co-created in that Facebook group together as practitioners and professionals. And we are certainly delighted to be here with you, Donna, and so many other members from this. Anisha and I are going to walk you through our first 30-minute segment, and then we're going to do it again. So if you have colleagues who can join the 7:30, zip them the Zoom. We know that word of mouth has been really powerful for Cox Campus. It's certainly true on the Facebook group. So please invite your friends to join us at 7:30. Anisha, do you want to introduce yourself and then we can dive into our deck here?
Sure. Good evening or afternoon, depending on where you are. My name is Anisha Donald, and I am one of the K-3 content developers at the Rollins Center, and I'm super excited to be here with you all.
Awesome. Thank you. And we also have Justin Browning and Dr. Nadia Jones with us tonight. And so you will hear from them shortly. And the fabulous Samantha Murillo is behind the scenes with us tonight as well. So at the end of our call, we hope that you understand who we are behind Cox Campus, what we do, and we do a lot at the Rollins Center and Cox Campus. So in a brief time, we're going to try to synthesize all that we do in an understandable way. And then most importantly, how we, Cox Campus and the Rollins Center, can support you in the field, in your classrooms, in your districts, universities, whatever state you're in, as we, I think, all seek to eradicate illiteracy through structured literacy, which we know works for every child. So, who we are. We might be new to you, but we are not a new organization. We are a school, the Atlanta Speech School, that was founded in 1938 on the premise that every child must be able to find their voice. Originally, the school served students who were deaf and hard of hearing. The school now has 4 different schools, 2 different clinics, the Rollins Center for Language and Literacy, which is our professional development arm, and the free online Cox Campus, which democratizes the sciences from prenatal early brain development through language and early care and learning, family and community, all the way through structured literacy in K-3, although we really say K through literacy because we know many children do not achieve literacy by the 3rd grade. So we support the entire continuum. Our team at the Rollins Center, Justin has said, we are just like you. We represent decades of educational experience, ranging from PhDs in neuroscience to classroom teachers and principals. We are a talented and beautifully diverse group of people who are primarily in the Metro Atlanta area, and we are unwaveringly committed to language and literacy for every child. And you will see that throughout this presentation and through our vision. We're a nonprofit, but we are a program of the Atlanta Speech School. So here is our vision. Our vision is sort of, quite simply, literacy and justice for all. But we know that that is actually relatively complex and certainly incredibly meaningful. We believe in literacy, but also acknowledge that there are literacies. We believe that literacy and justice are equally important. They are inextricably related, but we are not just satisfied with literacy or even reading proficiency. We exist for equity, for justice, and for each and every child to have a deep reading brain, which is a goal that surpasses proficiency. We believe in an ecosystem approach, and we support every single adult in a child's life. And we talk a little bit about that in the next slide. And we want to prepare children with that deep reading brain, which is one that is capable of critical thinking and criticality, so that children can grow up to act boldly and challenge systems of oppression that plague all of us. A little bit more. So our mission is simple. Our vision is simple, or at least simply said, literacy and justice for all. Our mission is a little more nuanced. And so I'm just going to read it. We cultivate expertise with educators, systems leaders, families, and advocates across the sciences of healthy brain development, language, and literacy, so that all children can think critically and act boldly to reshape the world. Not only do we hope in Cox Campus that you find practical downloads for tomorrow, for class tomorrow, or PD tomorrow, not only do we hope that the courses on Cox Campus really deepen your knowledge base and change your practices, but we also hope on Cox Campus that you find a community of people who are like we are, and like all of you are, I know, unwaveringly, and I hope that's a real word, committed to equity, to justice, and a part of this broader movement through literacy, but to act boldly and critically and to reshape the world. So our theory of action is sort of a quick way of saying much of what I've already said. We believe that a deep reading brain is essential to literacy and justice for all. Yes. Oh, that was Justin. I thought someone else was shouting out Dr. Goldie Muhammad and Marianne Wolf. Yes, yes to both of those. We believe that if child-facing adults have what they need, knowledge, skills, and also agency to implement healthy brain development in the perinatal ecosystem, language and literacy in birth to 5 early care and learning, and the science of reading in elementary schools, then every child will be proficient and, most importantly, on a path to a life of self-determination. On Cox Campus, you will also find that our work is grounded in critical prerequisites to learning. So back to equity and back to a broader mission and movement. We believe strongly in relationships of care. We believe in trauma-informed practices and immersion in a curriculum in which every child can see themselves. This is exciting. So our team at Cox Campus is just like you all, but our national advisory board is truly top-notch. This group of scientists, scholars, researchers work with us very closely on our coursework, on our resources and coaching materials to ensure that we are relevant, research aligned, change where we need to, and really connected to, yes, we can get a copy of the Zoom and PowerPoint. Sorry, I get a little distracted by the chat. Connected to what is happening in our universities so that we can be the intersection of practice and science. We know that we need both in order to achieve literacy and justice for all. What we do, so that's a little bit about who we are, what we do. I'll try to pick up the pace. So Cox Campus is online, www.coxcampus.org. We are a comprehensive learning community online. We partner with everyone in a child's life. So whether you're coming as a parent, a teacher, a superintendent, an OBGYN, we hope you find yourself on Cox Campus. We have 30+ internationally accredited through IASET courses. We have ongoing live events, monthly discussions. We have just launched a leadership PLC, which Justin and Anisha are leading. We offer hybrid coaching and private coaching groups on Cox Campus. So if you were a school community or a district community and you wanted to talk exclusively about the science of reading, we have an actual platform where you can do that. You can also track course completions there. And we have over 1,000 resources. All of this is free, 100% free, not charged for this at all, on Cox Campus online. That's what we mean when we say we've democratized the sciences. Here are some quick stats about our community. We surpassed 200,000 members. 98% of our members regard Cox Campus as good as or better than other professional learning. Last year alone, our members completed 99,000 ISET accredited courses. We value that at a $15 million contribution to the field. So if we value each course at $150, that's how we get to that number. We pushed that back into the field of education. And then 1 in 3 members report that they know other people in their organization who use, 1 in 3 members report that others in their organization use Cox Campus across the system. 3 and 4 report that they know a colleague who uses Cox Campus. So again, back to that community piece. Literacy and justice for all is not only something that we want to take across the nation through Cox Campus, it's also something that our field team, like Justin, and about 15 other people right here in Georgia and Atlanta and Alabama are implementing and integrating in real time. Through Talk With Me Baby, which is our perinatal ecosystem, we integrate what we call language nutrition into that perinatal ecosystem through Grady Hospital here in Atlanta and expanding to another hospital so that every family goes home from the birthing center having had coaching around language nutrition. We're partnered with more than 200 early learning sites in Georgia and Alabama. And in our sites in Atlanta, our most recent data from spring of 22 confirmed that 90% of our pre-K students that are in this language-rich ecosystem, which has been informed by all of the coursework on Cox Campus, are ready for kindergarten. In K3, we're partnered with 3 different systems: Marietta City Schools, Atlanta Public Schools, and all of KIPP Metro Atlanta, where in these schools, 100% of teachers are engaged in structured literacy practices, transforming their schools for child outcomes. One of the most exciting things about Marietta, and we'll be publishing some of this data soon, is not only did we see tremendous growth over the year, but every demographic group grew. So we are seeing those achievement gaps narrow because, again, we all know that the science of reading works for every child. We've produced, as a part of this partnership, an incredible inquiry-based, culturally relevant and preserving curriculum for B5. It is also already on Cox Campus. I know that you are K3, but please spread the word. It's wonderful. We're looking to scale. Our ambitions are set at eradicating illiteracy. And so we are so excited again to be with all of you. And we are looking to scale Cox Campus across the country. To do that, Dr. Nadia Jones is working day in and day out to form partnerships at the state, city, district, school, family-facing organization, state workforce development, a variety of levels so that more teachers, more leaders have clear pathways into Cox Campus. And of course, taking our coursework does not cost these organizations $1. We're excited about our partnerships. I hope as a result of this, maybe we get to partner with some of your schools, districts, centers, organizations. This is a list of some of our partners: the Georgia DOE, the Ohio Department of Education, Atlanta Public Schools, the YMCA here in Metro Atlanta, and so on. I won't read this, or I won't read the whole thing, but what I love is that Franika Coley at the Georgia Department of Education essentially says, Cox Campus gives Georgia teachers what they need with the flexibility that they need. And we hope that you find that too. It has the content that you need, but it's also self-paced, totally free, and it's all filmed in real classrooms. So if you take our courses, you will see real teachers, not actors, doing practices that they have been coached on around structured literacy So this is a very practically based training platform. Our planning process, it's pretty straightforward. We listen to you, we plan together, we implement what we said, and then we check for impact and improve upon that. We can drop this email in the chat if you'd like to be in touch about bringing Cox Campus again to your organization. We've worked with GSU and UT to find how Cox Campus works, and we were delighted to see that even without the Rollins Center coaching your team, 80% of teachers implemented improved language and literacy in their classrooms just by taking Cox Campus. Excuse me. All right, thank you so much. Anisha, over to you.
All right, thanks, Laura. So now we are going to talk a little bit about how we can support you on Cox Campus. And so Laura's done a great job of kind of letting you know about who we are and what we do. So if you are new to Cox Campus, we definitely want you to go ahead and sign up. As Laura stated previously, it is free and it is always accessible. And I believe Justin already put into the chat, you just go to coxcampus.org and please register as soon as possible so that you can get access to all of these wonderful, wonderful resources. So one of the things that we also want to talk about when it comes to Cox Campus, I'm sure many of you are familiar with the recommendations from the National Reading Panel. And so basically, we want to kind of drive home that the content on Cox Campus is directly aligned to these recommendations. And so everything that you see on there, all of the coursework aligns exactly to the 5 components. You will see where we talked about structured literacy, the science of reading, explicit instruction, that's systematic. So we think it's very important because we understand that most students benefit from structured literacy. So we think it's very important to provide coursework on Cox Campus that reflects that and reflects the research. So this is kind of a list of the current courses that we have in the K-3 space at the moment. And so at the top, you will see that we have plenty of current courses within early literacy, reading fluency, writing assessments, and so on. And so we're really excited to have those courses. And we're also super excited for the courses that are coming soon. So we have 5 new courses that we're currently working on, as you can see at the bottom, that we are really excited to launch in the coming months. And so we are just, again, we are working towards that goal of eradicating illiteracy, doing it through coursework on Cox Campus in collaboration with our different researchers. And so we are just excited to get more courses out to you around structured literacy. And as far as resources, there are over 1,000 resources that are ready to download for everyone who are members of Cox Campus. And one of the great things is that many of our resources are connected to courses. So not only do you get the resource, but you also get the context in which to use the resource, right? So it's not just kind of a resource on its own, but you're also getting the context and the understanding of how the resource should be utilized. And as Laura mentioned earlier, many of our resources are ready to go for the next day in classrooms if you're a teacher or within whatever organization you are working with. And one of the things that we also want to kind of drive home is that although Cox Campus is this platform that provides dynamic resources, we are most certainly more than that. We are definitely a community. We could not do this without our community, without our partnerships that were spoken about earlier. And so on Cox Campus, we have a variety of community groups that you can be a part of. Once you become a member, you can learn, you can share, you can connect, you can collaborate with different people who are, in the field doing similar work in some capacity. And so we know that this work can't be done alone. And so we value community, we value partnerships in order to get the work done. And we definitely want you all to stay connected with us. These are all the different ways that you can reach us, through our website, through email, definitely, of course, on social media, as you all are a part of this group and why you're here. So again, we believe in community and we want to stay connected with you all.